Bueno, pues muy buenos días a todas las personas que empiezan a unirse a esta sesión informativa con la Universidad de Bath. Mi nombre es Karen Martínez, yo hago parte del equipo de Consejería Académica y Relaciones Internacionales de Colfuturo y el propósito claramente de todas estas sesiones informativas es brindarles las herramientas, la información, los datos y que ustedes tengan esto a su alcance para empezar a ejecutar su proyecto académico si sus planes de estudio pues están encaminados quizás en llevar a cabo su posgrado en una universidad como la que presentaremos el día de hoy. Bueno, en esta sesión nos encontramos con Vera, ella es International Student Recruitment de University of Bath y tenemos a Shaini, ella es Director of Doctoral Operations de esta universidad también y ellas nos van a brindar información fundamental y muy valiosa acerca de esta institución. Así que nos van a abordar temas como la oferta académica, procesos de financiación, de admisión, becas, hospedaje, quizás ventajas o beneficios adicionales, etcétera. Entonces, claramente, si ustedes tienen cualquier observación, inquietud o duda, pueden dejarla en el cajón de Q&A y las vamos a estar resolviendo a lo largo de esta sesión. En adición, vamos también a tratar en esta sesión, en este webinar informativo, el convenio que tiene Colfuturo con la Universidad de Bath, que consta particularmente del 20% de descuento para los admitidos en Thought Masters y de un año, perdón, y el 25% de descuento en programas de investigación. Entonces, también para que lo tengan presente. Sin más preámbulos, chicas, les doy la palabra. Así que, bueno, Vera, Shaini, thank you for being here today. You can go ahead and start with your presentation.
Thank you, Karen. Hi, hola, everyone. My name is Vera, and I and Shani are very pleased to be here. And thank you for joining us today for our today's session on the Universal Bath. So for today's session, we're going to cover the following sections. We're going to introduce the city of Bath and our university's ranking, reputation, our postgraduate and PhD courses, information and requirements, and PhD, PGT scholarships and funding opportunities. Then student support and life at the university and the city. Last, you will have the opportunity to ask me and Shani questions during our Q&A session. So let's start. So first, I don't know how many of you have been to UK and have been to Bath? So you may have a question, where is Bath? So let's have a guess. Do you know how long from Bath to London by train? Just have a wild guess. I give you 2 seconds. Yeah, is that 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours? Actually, we are very close to London. So from the map, you can see if you take train from London to Bath, it will take 80 minutes. And most of you will be flying from Bogota or Colombia to UK, landed mostly at the London Heathrow Airport. So if you are taking coach from Heathrow to Bath City Centre, it will take about 2 hours. And we are a very historic and beautiful city. Bath is the UK's only UNESCO World Heritage City and is very cultural rich. And the picture you see here is the most famous tourist site, is the Roman Bath. And the following pictures will show you our city, and you could get an idea about what the city looks like. Hope you will like it as well. And many tourists from all over the world will be traveling to Bath every year, and you will see lots of international tourists, also international students at our city. And Bath is also one of the safest university cities in the UK by Times Higher Education. And we are a campus-based university. So you can see from the image, this is our campus. It's on the top of the little hill. Our campus, you can get a lot of facilities, including if you want to live on campus, you can. Also, if you want to choose live in the city, which is not very far from the campus, it's only 1 mile away. So you can live in the city center, but travel like by bus. We have lots of facilities mentioned, including supermarkets, post office, restaurants. And if you like sports, you can see on the left-hand side, this is we call it sports training village, and it's huge. We have a swimming pool, running track. Yeah, if you're a sports person, yeah, you can spend lots of time there. And our teaching building is in the center of the campus as well. So why Bath? Why our students choose studying at Bath? We have a lot of international connections which can give our students global opportunities. And some of our programs, especially for our PGT, UG programs, we also work with lots of international companies which can give our students placement opportunities. Also, employment skills are embedded into our academic programs. We combine research-led teaching with real-world experience. Both international and domestic employers recruit both graduates because our students are work-ready. So at the moment, our university have over 20,000 students, about 15,000 undergraduate students and nearly 6,000 postgraduate students, including PhD students. And we are a very vibrant international community. About 32% of students are from outside the UK, more than 153 nationalities. And in terms of ranking, we're very proud. The University of Bath is one of the QS World Top 150 universities. And also, we're doing very well domestically. The University of Bath is ranked top 10 in all 3 UK rankings. That's by The Guardian, the Complete University Guide, and the Sunday Times. And many of our subjects are ranked top 5 in the UK. And you probably can find the subject you're interested in studying. And also 6 subjects are ranked top 100 in the world by the QS. At the moment, our university have 3 faculties and 1 school. So that's School of Management and Faculty of Engineering Design, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Faculty of Science. So let's talk about one by one. Faculty of Engineering Design, all our subject areas are well ranked, as you can see from the rankings showing here. And at the moment, we have 4 departments. That's architecture and civil engineering, electric and electronic engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering. And some of our programs included the placement option, for example, robotics, autonomous systems, also modern building design with placement. And the Faculty of Science, we have 5 departments. That's biology, biochemistry, chemistry, computer science, mathematics sciences, pharmacy, and pharmacology. Again, some of the programs we provide placement opportunities. And also for this coming year, the 2025 entry, we will have a new master's program for artificial intelligence under the computer science department. And under our Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, we have 6 departments. That's economics, education, social policy sciences, politics, language and international studies, health and psychology. Last but not the least is our School of Management. So if you are interested in business management related programs, some are quantitative based like accounting, finance or business analytics, and some are general business or management programs you can find here. And also we have our MBA programs, which is top ranked in the UK and in Europe. In terms of a postgraduate taught program entry requirements, so we normally look at 2 areas. So for students, we will be looking at your academic background. For example, your undergraduate university, your undergraduate subjects, and the GPA. And also we'll be looking at your English level. We also consider IELTS or TOEFL or PTE. At the moment, we also consider Duolingo as well. All the detailed information you can find from the official website. The information will be updated for 2025 in this September. So just a few weeks later, you will see the updated information for 2025. So a typical offer for a Colombian student, if you're applying for a postgraduate taught program, we normally were looking at your local diploma or degree with the final overall results at least 3.5 to 3.8 plus. This is depending on the program you are applying for and your university, that means your undergraduate university and marking scheme. And when you submit your application, normally it will take 4 to 6 weeks for us to assess your application and let you know the result. And sometimes you may need a quicker result because you will be applying for example, Cofuturo or the local scholarship scheme, which will need an offer from us. So in that case, you're welcome to contact me or contact our admission office by email. So we will be doing the fast track for you. So if you want to find the course information, you could go to our website, then type the course name in the search bar on the right-hand side. So then you can see your course page here. And on the left-hand side, there are lots of information. For example, the course structure, the information on placement, also the entry requirements, fees and fundings, etc. You can find all the detailed information through this course page. And for some students, if you if your language still have the gap, so you could consider our processional English program, which normally in July for 10 weeks and in August for 5 weeks. So in terms of our PGT scholarships and funding opportunities, we're very proud to work with Cofuturo in Colombia. So at the moment, we have agreement with Cofuturo for our PhD or MPhil programs on 25% discount on tuition fees. Also, if you're applying for our postgraduate taught master's programs, then that's 20% discount on tuition fees. Those programs covers all fields, including MBA programs. And the process, you can find the detail on the Cofuturo website. So students, if they want to apply for this scholarship, they can apply for the program through our normal university application process. Then if you have an offer, you can submit a loan scholarship application to Cofuturo through Cofuturo's normal application process via their website. Apart from the Cofuturo BOSS scholarship, from the university internally, we also provide a wide range of funding opportunities for our international students. So, for example, our 3 faculties, Faculty of Engineering Design, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, and the Faculty of Science, each faculty will provide scholarship worth from £5,000, depending on the program. Also, there are 2 main scholarships for those faculty scholarships. One is called Dean's Award. The other one is called Global Leaders. So you're welcome to apply for those scholarships. You can apply both once you have an offer from the university. That means even it's a conditional offer, you can still apply for the scholarships. And for our School of Management, they have their own scholarships as well. It's worth from £5,000 to £15,000 if you are applying for an MBA program. So all the detail funding information will be updated in the next month. So on the screen, it's showing the 2024 entry. But then in September time, onwards, you will be seeing the information for 2025 entry. So that's all about the PGT program. If you have any further information, you can ask question just after this session, at the end of the session. Or you're welcome to email me. This is my email address, xq328@both.ac.uk. And next, I'm going to pass to Shani, my colleague, who's from the Doctoral College, and give you more information about our PhD programs at Bath. Hi, Shani, I'm going to pass on to you.
Fab, thank you very much. Hi, so as Rhea mentioned, I'm going to talk about PhDs. So to start with, I just want to talk about what a PhD is. So it's typically a 3 to 4 year course where you're doing independent research study. So you're working on a kind of novel problem in an area of research that you're interested in, and it's up to you to come up with a kind of contribution to original knowledge for the benefit of the world. And at Bath, we are a research intensive university, and we have 3 main strategic areas of research that are our priorities. And these are digital, health and well-being, and sustainability. And so we try to make sure that the research we're doing is working in one of these areas and addressing kind of a challenge of the modern society and trying to improve things for the world. At Bath, we take pride in ourselves for being a really interdisciplinary research university, and that means that we work a lot in areas of research which are joining together as more traditional disciplines of study, so working between areas. Vera, can I have the next slide, please? And so one of the ways we do that is we have a whole series of research institutes, and these institutes bring together groups of researchers working in different disciplines to work on big scale challenges. So that's things like sustainability and climate change. It's things like advancing propulsion, which is all about the future of transport, things around digital security and people's behaviour online, and things around the augmented human, which is all around health and digital technologies. And so we're really proud of these institutes, and they give us a really great opportunity to be doing cutting edge research. And the next slide. We also have something called the Bath Beacons, and this allows us to bring together individual academics who are working in areas that are addressing grand challenges so that they can work together and benefit from the knowledge of each other. We currently have around 10 of these, and again, like I say, they're working in kind of grand challenge areas, so things that are kind of really critical to the world as it is now. So there's 5 of them listed on this slide around future fuels, living well, public health, augmented human, sustainable research. Next slide. Harm reduction, antimicrobial resistance, and the Bath basic universal basic income, innovation and sports in a digital society. So there's a really wide range of research going on here at Bath, which means that regardless of kind of what topic you want to study, we probably have somebody who is working in that area and could support you in your PhD. So we have quite a large doctoral community here at Bath. We've got just over 2,000 postgraduate research students. 30% of those students are enrolled on professional doctorate programs, which is where you do a doctorate degree while remaining employed in your studies in the area of your career. And then the remaining kind of 70% are on more traditional PhDs. Our PGRs come from around 120 locations around the world. Like Vera mentioned, Bath is a truly international community. 2023, we had around 160 PGRs graduate, which is, we have a really high success rate for people completing their PhD, graduating and going on into their careers. And we were the first in the country on our national experience survey for the resources that we provide PhD students. And so that covers both the kind of academic resources such as the library, access to all of the resources through the library, the technical resources if you're doing a practical study like the chemistry labs, etc., but also the social and community resources that we put on for our doctoral community as well. Next slide. We work with our doctoral community to make sure that they are kind of engaged with the university and feel like a valued member of the university. And so we do put on a range of activities to support doctoral students. And this helps develop them to make sure that they are ready to do their PhD, but also that when they finish, they have lots of professional experiences that they can use in their careers. So we host a welcome event to make sure that everybody is set up when they start their PhD. We host an annual 3-minute thesis competition, which is all around how people communicate complex research ideas to the general public. We host a festival of ideas, which is all about students presenting the research that they've been doing and having the opportunity to engage with people in other fields and learn more about their research. And then we hold an annual celebration event. So we do awards for things like the best research project, the best doctoral supervisor, but also rewarding all of the PGRs who do community outreach, community engagement activities around the university as well. Next slide. And one highlight for us is that the 3-minute thesis competition is a national programme. And last year, a University of Bath student, Sarah Borbis, was the winner of the national competition. It's held in September, and we have an entrance into the 2024 competition as well. So fingers crossed for us. So if you're interested in applying for a PhD, it can be a slightly different process to applying for a postgraduate degree. And there are kind of 2 main routes in which you might apply for a PhD. One is where you are developing your own research project, and one is where you are applying for an advertised project. So if you're interested in developing your own research project, you identify yourself a research area, and then you need to identify a suitable academic supervisor. So the University of Bath's research portal lists all of the academics. It lists the area of research they're in, which kind of institutes and beacons they're related to, and it tells you whether or not they are looking to support PhD students in the future. You're then able to contact the supervisor and seek support for your project. They'll probably give you advice on how you develop that project, and then you can apply to the university and secure funding. If you are looking to apply for an advertised project, all of the projects that we have available are listed on findaphd.com. There are projects listed throughout the year, but there's a real peak of projects being listed around late autumn, so November through to about January, and that's when the majority of projects are advertised. Again, we really recommend, if you see a project on Find a PhD, contacting the supervisor and having a chat about the project, making sure that they're the right fit for you and that you have the kind of skills for that particular research project. There'll then be instructions in the advert around how you apply to the university. Some of those projects will come with funding and others won't, so you may also need to secure funding for your PhD. And again, so we ask for both kind of academic requirements and also English language requirements. The full details are listed on the website under how to apply, but typically we're looking for an overall result of kind of at least 3.8 and IELTS of kind of 6.5 to 7.5, depending on the programme, and kind of details of the other qualifications accepted are also available on our website. So scholarships and funding. So for the kind of funding side of a PhD, there are typically 3 main elements to the funding of a PhD. So one can sometimes be called the stipend or the maintenance grant, but basically that covers your living costs. That's provided to you and it covers your living costs. The second part is the tuition fee, which comes to the university, and then there are the research costs. This can sometimes have a really wide range of different names, but it's basically the cost of doing the research. So if you're doing kind of a project where mostly you're just writing things, so all you really need is a laptop, the research cost will be quite low. But if you're doing something in chemistry or physics where you might have lots of chemicals, or you need access to big pieces of equipment, the research costs might be higher. And with PhD scholarships or studentships, some will cover all of those and some will cover just those elements. So that's something to be aware of. It's also very rare that scholarships cover visa or international health surcharge costs, and they often have to be paid upfront. So just keep a mindful on that when you're considering the scholarship package. And then scholarships that are available at Bath. So Vera mentioned, obviously, there is a 25% discount on fees available through Col Futuro, but we also have some other scholarships that might be of interest to you. So we have the Vice Chancellor's International Scholarship. So there are around 160 of these a year, and they provide a reduced international tuition fee for students who can demonstrate academic excellence. And then we have research with impact scholarships. So these are full scholarships, so they cover both the living costs, the research tuition fee, and the research costs. And they are provided by philanthropic donors. So the number that we get varies each year, and sometimes they're associated with specific projects, and sometimes they're associated with specific countries. And for 25-26, we will have the David Parkin Scholarship, which is open to any individual who's a national of the Americas. So that would obviously include Colombia. And then we have the University Research Student Award. So we have around one per faculty or school, so around 4 a year, which provides a kind of full scholarship for somebody who can demonstrate academic excellence. How you apply for those varies, so the link is below and will be updated, as Vera said, in September for the 25-26 entry.
Thank you, Shani. Yeah. So as Shani said, if you have any questions, then you are welcome to ask us end of this session, which may be about 5-10 minutes later, or if you have any detailed question about the PhD application, then there is an email address here, doctoraladmissions@bos.ac.uk. Yeah, this is the email address for PhD inquiries.
That's perfect.
Then,
Oh,
thank you,
sorry.
Shani. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Okay, Vera, Shani, thank you so much for all the information. Everything you mentioned today was so interesting. And you also clarified a lot of issues that I know may have caused doubts in the students. So I'm sure that this session is so useful for all of us. So, well, now we have some questions, as you mentioned it. So the first one is from Martina. And Martina is asking, in the case of the architecture Marsh Hans program in BAT, can apply to the discount that you have with Col Futuro?
That's a master program. So yes, you can apply this program because the Col Futuro agreement with Universal BOSS covers all fields. So that means your program is covered, and that's because it's PGT, then that's 20% discount on your tuition fees.
Thank you so much, Vera. Well,
No
also Martina is asking, could I apply without meeting the English proficiency requirement to any master and continue to be eligible for a conditional offer in the university?
The answer is depending on the program. I would say most program, except, as far as I'm aware, except the translating master's program, that we probably will require your language certificate in the first place to be able to proceed further for your application. But apart from that, all other program you can apply first without any English language certificate, because if your academic or your personal statement, your reference letter are satisfactory to us, then we will be able to offer, give you a conditional offer. Then on your conditional offer, it will state that you will need to meet your language requirement later before certain deadline. So yes, to your answer, most of the program, yes, you can apply without meeting the language first.
Okay, that's so clear. Thank you so much. And okay, now Juan Sebastian is asking, okay, He says, I have a question about English requirements. In my case, I took my IELTS test last year and I got 7 in the overall scores, but I took IELTS general training. Is that okay? I can apply with this score?
Um, if it's IELTS general, we would need IELTS academic for all the university programs. If you apply for UK university, that you need to take the IELTS academic test rather than the general. I'm afraid you probably need to take again. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. So we have another question through social media. So the question is, if can students do an internship during the master program?
Yes, also, again, it's depending on the programs. We have some programs including the placement. For example, as I mentioned before, like MSc Robotics or MSc Modern Building Design, or some of the program under our Department of Computer Science, for example, data science with statistics. Those programs either is embedded placement, which means, for example, the robotics is 3 months placement that's embedded into your academic program. And for data science, you have 2 options. One is just doing the 1-year master's program. The other one is doing additional 1-year placement. So that in total will be 2 years. So this depending on the program you will be applying for. But the other things I want to add to that question is, even for some programs, they may not have the placement option. However, at the moment, according to the UK government policy, all the graduates, like undergraduate graduates, postgraduate graduates, or PhD graduates, you will have extra years to be able to stay in the UK to either find a job or doing an internship, doing a placement. So that's another option for our students or graduates. So if you're doing the UG or PGT, you have extra 2 years through the what we call PSW visa, post-study work visa. If you're doing a PhD and a graduate, the PhD graduates, you can stay in the UK for another 3 years for to find a job or to find a placement.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, Karen.
Do you want to add something?
Yeah, please. If you're doing a PhD, you can do a placement that's related to your field of study as part of the PhD as well, on the international visas. So there's always the option to do that as well through as part of a PhD.
That's perfect. Thank you for clearing that. Well, now we have another question, and it's about job. Can students work on campus, meanwhile they are studying?
Yes, yeah, as a student, you probably will say on your student visa, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week during the term time, and you're allowed to work during your holiday time. So it's still, you're eligible to work depending on the visa.
Okay, that's perfect. Juan Sebastian is asking also, he says, also, I would like to know if I am admitted in any master program, I will get 20%, right? But at the same time, could I apply for a scholarship directly with the university and use the grant and scholarship at the same time to reduce the fees?
Yes, in principle, you can. We have students from all over the world apply for our university scholarships, but also they have been awarded with their local scholarships as well. Yes, you can apply both.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, and now to conclude, we have a question and it's about travel with the family. Yeah, is there any problem? In some sessions, we have been told that the benefit of traveling with the family will only apply to doctoral programs. Yeah, could you explain this? The apply maybe?
Well, this is actually a question for our immigration and students visa team, but as far as I understand from this January, 2024 January's UK government policy change, yes, that's right. Yeah, so the dependent to be brought into the UK only, I think, for the PGR or PhD students now, not for the postgraduate taught or undergraduate students. But I think if you want to find the official information, you can go to gov.uk, the website.
Well, that's perfect. So thank you so much for clarifying all the questions that we have today. So maybe Vera and Shani, I don't know if you want to give a final advice to our attendees today.
Yeah, I think, sorry, Shani.
You go first.
Do you want to go? Yeah, I just want to remind all the students that if you want to apply for our PGT taught programs, our application for 2025 entry will be open in first week, September. So after a few weeks, you will be able to submit your application. Yeah, just go to our official website, bath.ac.uk. Yeah, yeah, Shani, go for you.
I was just going to say, obviously our website has a lot of information on, so it's really helpful for you to have a look at. But also both the doctoral admissions team and the postgraduate taught admissions teams are really helpful. So if you can't find the information you're looking for, do just drop us an email and we will help you.
Yeah, so you are welcome to drop us an email. The email address for the doctoral is on the screen now. And for the PGT, obviously you can find through the official website. And you can also drop me an email, which I just give you all my email address and it's recorded.
That's perfect, Vera, Shani. Thank you so much for your participation, for your time, for your disposition and your support. And everything you mentioned today was so useful for us. Thank you.
You're welcome, Karen. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Bueno, a todos nuestros asistentes, muchas gracias por su participación, su interés, sus preguntas y su participación también activa. Esperamos que se sigan uniendo a estos webinars informativos y que pues claramente sigan indagando muchísimo más, en este caso de University of Bath y también de todos los servicios que les ofrece Colfuturo. Nos vemos en una próxima ocasión. Thank you, Shani and Vera.